Christina from Racing and Saving Mama Team Fitness, and I wanted to discuss today one of my favorite meals that I like to make for lunch. You could do it for breakfast. I have done it for dinner occasionally. It's pretty clean, it's really healthy, it's relatively low calorie. I think it's under 400 calories depending on some of the stuff you add to it. It's made with, I always get, and I get this off of Amazon, and I buy it in bulk because I love it so much. I get Bob's Red Mill Organic Brown Rice Farina Creamy Rice Hot Cereal. On here, and this is something I want to talk to you about, on here it gives a much higher amount per serving. And I found that I only need 3 tablespoons for 3/4 of a cup of water, 3 tablespoons of Farina. Now this is not something that, so I have boiling here 3/4 cups of hot boiling water. This is not something you can walk away from. You have to kind of continuously stir it. This is a pretty sticky grain, so I babysit this. And I also keep this, so I'm going to immediately stir it, get it mixed up. I keep this in the freezer in a Ziploc bag. I think it just stays nicer, keeps longer, and things like that. So I just constantly stir it. This is a really quick meal. If you're in a time crunch, it only takes probably under 4 minutes. And what I do is I'll let it bubble for a few seconds, and then I stir it. And I do this until the edges of the Farina don't look liquidy anymore. It's generally my rule of thumb. So I just keep stirring the outsides to help it along. One other thing I do to speed up the process is I pre-chop my apples. I do this because once it's done, you're really not going to have time, and you really don't have time during the process because, like I said, you have to babysit it. You have to keep stirring it, or I think it's going to burn to the bottom. So I just keep stirring. I think it's either 3 or 4 bags off of Amazon, bags this size, for $18, and I could charge that every 3 to 4 months. So, and I go through it like that. I love it. I have it almost every day for lunch. I like it so much. The ingredients are, I use 1 tablespoon of organic maple syrup, pure. I use about half an apple chopped, and that is done in my opinion. So you can see, you can see, really sticky. And I just pour it straight in there. And normally, if I wasn't doing a video, I would take this immediately over to the sink and wash it out, because like I said, this is a pretty sticky grain. Next thing I do, like I said, I use the organic maple syrup. I eyeball it. It should be about a tablespoon. Maple syrup is a wonderful sweetener. Doesn't, especially if you get organic. This is grade A. I guess grade B is a little bit better for you, but grade B is a lot more expensive. So you pick your battles. I also buy walnuts from the grocery store, and even if I get it in halves and pieces, I a lot of times will go ahead and chop it a little bit finer, and then I just kind of eyeball a little bit. That's probably a little bit more than a tablespoon. You want about a tablespoon. If you're a guy, you can probably do a little bit more. And I put in the apples. So it's apples, walnuts, Farina, and maple syrup. And that's a great lunch. It keeps me really full. If you needed something else, you could do maybe a salad. And there you go. I think that makes a really beautiful, nice meal. It's very filling. Farina is a great grain to use. If you haven't tried it, I really recommend it. Trader Joe's, some of these places carry a lot of the Bob's Red Mill, and you could try a different brand. That's just the brand I started off with, and I've just stuck with it. I really love Farina. I would give it a try if you haven't. It takes oatmeal and hot cereal to a whole new level. It's wonderful. So give it a try. Try the simple meal. You'll love it. It's good for you, and it's a nice clean meal to add to your recipe list. So again, this is Christina from Team Racing and Saving Fitness, and I hope you enjoy the meal. Thanks.